Good morning all, hope you're doing well. I need to do an update on the robots and so I just wanted to say two things is that we've got an EA that uses these SSI crossovers, which is an ongoing, but I haven't been able to devote any time for it the last couple of weeks. But it's an ongoing project and I think next week I'll devote some time for it. We did have a little bit of an issue with the data and it just didn't simply download the data and it just flatlined for a few days, 3, 4 days, 2 weeks ago. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. But if it does happen again, I'll put something in the code to say check the update frequency. If it's longer than an hour, then don't trade it. Because what would happen is that for days it just went flat. So that kind of it sort of unsettled me a little bit in so much as that we have a bot that we're developing, but we've got an issue at the server side at FXCM. So I'll just have to put something in the code, say if it does go flat and hasn't updated since an hour ago, don't trade. So that's just something I'll need to do next week. But we can see the setups, they work well. And we would have had the buy here. You've got the crossover for a long. We had the technical indecision triangle. I suspected we would break up higher. And like I said, technically it could go either way, but sentimentally up, possibly. And we did. We certainly went higher. It's because with the crossover, right? They're net short and they added. So that's the bias for a long. So, it's got great potential, but there's just a slight issue with that data. But I'll put something in the code next week, and then if we have any issues with that data dependency, just don't trade. And so that's quite an easy fix, to be honest with you. And we can see it works on not just DAX, but S&P. So this is like them thinking that we are going to fall. It looked like it. We had these bearish candles, but of course they believed it. That's the trap, all right? So they'd sold it, and by following that PA, where are we? Yeah, here, there. So that was the trap. You see, it looked momentarily bearish because we had like 3 red candles, right? And that got them involved. And oh, this looks quite bearish. There we go. And it happens every day, time and time again. And it will continue to happen because the crowd love to short indices and they want to call the top. That's just like human nature. So that's the SSI update. I'll be working on that next week. The volumes EA is that we're going to probably move away from M1 and we're going to go to M5 on Monday. So the new updates here is that we've got a thing called the candle confirmation. So simply put, is that if we have the buy set up, the next candle must be bullish. And likewise for we have the sell set up, the next candle must be bearish, and then it will trigger that trade. We basically have to have continuation confirmation. Okay, and so that's a really strong technical check that we got in place. It already checks the volumes and it checks the thing called the DMI, which is a directional movement. So it's got a trend filter and a volume filter, and it's got a technical candle filter as well. So what's the testing on this that I'm doing today, tomorrow on the M1 is simply what will happen is that we've got a difference in the test. We've got close only if profitable false, close only if profitable true. So that will only trade if we made any profit, if we get the reversal message. So this in theory should be quite nice because it will just mean that all trades closed will be profitable, but it may mean that we're going to have some stagnant, stale trades hanging around, and that's going to impact our drawdown. So I think we're probably going to want to do this one, and then so we'll get out quick, and then if we get that reversal, which will happen because it's FX, we'll get in. So we'll be momentarily wrong at stop loss, but then we'll have that movement, and then we'll get that continuation, and then we'll get to the TP. So this will mean lots and lots of paper cuts. Probably, I'm saying probably if we have 10 trades, we'll probably have 3 or 4 of those trades getting stopped out quickly. So it's going to be like a 40% sort of ratio where we're going to be chopping a lot. So it could be quite painful. M1's probably not your best time frame, so that's what I'm thinking. M5 next week, and the AI has confirmed that we want to be moving away from M1 and going to M5 due to what we've got these settings here. Okay, and so lots of paper cuts. This in theory could be good, but we could have stale trades running, and the logic for the exit, you may see that there's take profit and that stop loss multiplier is unused. Why don't we have a stop loss? It's because we've got the Guardian, we've got the QDB Guardian in, okay? And that's your global SLTP, okay? So this will get us out at a drawdown check, a predefined drawdown check or a profit check. So we get out at 2.6% profit on your account. And if we hit 2.5% drawdown, we're out. It just boots us out and it just kicks us out, okay? The lockstep's cool because it acts as a trailing stop, which is really awesome. So if by some miracle we have lots of nice trades running and they keep pumping, it will lock in that profit as we go higher on our equity. Maybe a bit aggressive. We could probably reduce that, down a bit, so it allows a little bit of retracement for our equity. So hopefully that makes sense. So the reason for no SL is because of our global SLTP in the Guardian, and they're on both machines. And so that's it. So SSI update next week, a little bit of a code change about the data and also to do with the volumes. And we're going to be moving from M1 to M5. And we've got that candle confirmation. So that in itself's very, very clever. So, we probably could get this safe to the downside, especially on the 1 minute. And then we could get this like this. We could get that the next minute. See, we want that, but that may not happen. So what would happen is that it would enter as short based on, all that criteria, but it could well do that and go against us. So it needs to wait for this candle to confirm. All right, and that's just a quick update there. And I think it should be really, really good, but M1 is probably just a bit too chaotic, I think. So just be careful if you're manually trading, because we can see we're going to have a stronger USD potentially, and we know the indices are going higher, so they don't really marry too well, but it can happen. We can have a stronger dollar with risk. So, just be careful and just trade safely, and you've got to know your exit as well. And if you want to get access to the Guardian, that's in Discord. And I recommend that you download that because it's really good, because it trails all your profit on your account and it's completely customizable, as you can see. And lastly, just before I wrap up, don't forget the risk disclaimer as well, because a lot of people are losing money in FX, and it's also to do with prior as well. If you've got back testing, it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen in the future, because the markets are always fluctuating and in flux. And don't trade money that you can't afford to lose. That'll just be a bit bonkers. All right, so just a quick one there. And I'll speak to you guys perhaps over the weekend with an update on the bot, but we'll have to wait and see.